Your team did not suddenly become difficult. Your software deleted the thing that was keeping them calm. I have spent 20 years inside large transformation programs, and I have watched good teams tear themselves apart in a single quarter. Not because of the workload, because of a dashboard. This is a story about where workplace conflict actually comes from. Why everything we know about workplace measurement says the performance AI your company just switched on is loading the dice for it. And how to stop it before your best people walk. It starts, like it always starts, with a number going red. Let me tell you about one team. Details changed, pattern real. A delivery team on a big enterprise transformation. Year one, they were the messy kind of great. People leaned over desks, and one person was always being pulled into someone else's problem. Remember her. She matters later. Deadlines hit. Nobody tracked why it worked. Then the company bolted a monitoring layer onto the program, a dashboard scoring how busy each person was, how fast they answered, how focused they looked, utilization, velocity, response latency, sold the way it is always sold. This is visibility, not surveillance. And look, this is not exotic. Roughly 3 out of 4 employers in the US now run some form of monitoring on their people. Higher if your team is hybrid. There's a real chance a system like this is scoring you right now. Here is what nobody tells you about the rollout. Nothing dramatic happens. No confrontation, no memo. Everyone just becomes slightly aware of being counted. And the first thing to die is not morale. It is much smaller than that. The first thing to die is the pause. Because here is what that pause was actually doing. Your team was never conflict-free. No team is. Your team had places where conflict went to die. The pause before answering the email that annoyed you. The 10 minutes someone spends unblocking a colleague. The corridor conversation, where a misunderstanding gets cleared up before it ever gets a name. None of that appears on any metric. It is the invisible maintenance of a working team. Engineers have known the math for a century. It is called queuing theory. As a system approaches 100% utilization, delays do not grow gently. They explode. Which is why no sane engineer runs a server, a network, or a highway at full capacity. We design headroom into everything we build, everything except people. And yes, people are not servers. People triage, push back, drop things. But a person fielding requests is still a queue, and anyone who has watched the team run at 100% knows where the overflow goes. It goes into the relationships. Tom DeMarco wrote a whole book about this back in 2001. His name for that headroom was Slack. The thing, he said, that lets an organization change without breaking. But an algorithm scoring individual output cannot see any of that. It sees a pause and reads waste. It sees helping and reads someone else's work. It sees the corridor conversation and reads nothing at all. So it deletes them, politely. One optimization at a time. Now, nobody has run the study that draws a straight line from a dashboard to a shouting match. But every link in this chain has been measured. The conflict on your team was not created by the algorithm. It was always arriving. The algorithm just removed every place it used to dissolve. Back to the team, and the person you were told to remember. Call her Maya. She was the one everyone went to. Stuck on a technical problem? Ask Maya. 2 departments about to escalate at each other. Maya had coffee with both. Her own numbers were mediocre. Of course they were. Her output showed up in everyone else's numbers. The dashboard flagged her in week 6. Low utilization, high context switching. Her manager got an automated nudge, and Maya got a coaching conversation about focus. So Maya focused. She closed her door, so to speak. And the team learned the real lesson of the new system. Helping is now a cost. Every minute on a colleague's problem is a minute your own score bleeds. The research on incentives has said this for decades. What gets measured gets energy. What gets ignored gets dropped. And the first thing dropped is the helping, the unblocking, the glue. Then it gets darker. Researchers writing in Harvard Business Review found that monitored employees were substantially more likely to break rules. Unauthorized breaks, ignoring instructions, working slowly on purpose, not despite the surveillance, because of it. Watching people made them feel less responsible for their own conduct. Management felt the slip and did what management does now: ask for more data. Microsoft measured this spiral. 87% of employees say they are productive. 85% of leaders say that with hybrid work, they can no longer tell. Microsoft named the gap productivity paranoia: more numbers, less trust, more trust lost, more numbers demanded. In month 5, 2 of the team's calmest engineers had a shouting match in a planning call. Over nothing, over a ticket. Maya resigned in month 7. The dashboard that quarter was the greenest it had ever been. So what do you actually do? You do not smash the dashboard. Data is not the enemy. Blind data is. And to be fair to the dashboard, sometimes the red tile is right. Sometimes it is the first honest signal that someone is drowning. The failure is not the measurement. The failure is acting on it before a human has added the context. Does putting margin back actually pay? The best evidence we have comes from the most measured workplace on earth, a bank's call center. MIT researchers found the teams that talked to each other most were the most productive. So the bank tested it. Something beautifully unfashionable. It stopped staggering coffee breaks and let teams take them together. Productivity went up. Coverage of the rollout put turnover falling from about 40% to about 12%, and valued the wider rollout at roughly $15 million a year. $15 million for giving people back the pause. So how do you put it back? 4 moves. And they are engineering moves, not culture posters. Move 1, measure the invisible, or stop pretending you measure performance. If unblocking a colleague shows up nowhere, your metric is lying about where value comes from. So ask the people who were there. One question in every review: who got faster because of you? And give managers a contextual override, the power to mark a red number as good work on the record. Move 2, slow the data cycle down. A score that updates by the minute creates anxiety by the minute, and anxiety escalates faster than any workflow. Review trends in weeks, not moments. Make the metric open a conversation, never close one. No automated nudge should ever reach a human before a human has read the context. Move 3, give your managers the words to defend the team. When the report contradicts the morale in the room, the manager's job is to say out loud, "The dashboard sees output. I see the system that produces it. And the system needs maintenance. The dashboard cannot see." A team that hears that once will forgive a lot of red tiles. Move 4, point the AI at the friction, not at the people. The same pattern recognition that flags a slow ticket can flag a workload imbalance, a team drifting into overload, a handoff that keeps generating disputes. Early, upstream, before it becomes a shouting match, use the machine to find the fire. Send a human to put it out. Here is the forecast, and for once it is not grim. The organizations that win the next decade will not be the ones with the most measurement. They will be the ones that engineer the interface between the humans and the machines. Technology that protects the social fabric instead of optimizing it out of existence. So before your next performance cycle, run one audit. It takes an afternoon. List what your best people actually do that shows up on no dashboard. The unblocking, the calming, the corridor repairs. That list will have names on it. One of them is your Maya. She is still on the team, for now. If that list is long, understand what you are looking at. It is everything your current system is about to delete. Because the pause was never waste. The pause was the work.